Okay. Good evening, wrestling fans. Hello again. Welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Matt Carter, being joined as always by Commissioner Rick Diesel and Hall of Famers Brian and Reagan. Danzig, how is everybody this week?
Armadillos.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know. That's my old screen name for AOL, so I have no idea.
Wow.
900 sightings in 70 of the 100 counties in North Carolina of armadillos. They're here and they're coming.
Yeah, I had read that they were migrating up.
Yes, as far east as Raleigh, Wake County.
I'm excited about that. I love armadillos.
I am too, man. Possum on a half shell.
But they do give you salmonella if you touch them, so you have to be careful.
Oh, so
I don't touch them anything but a car. So,
but so you're not going to. So I guess if they give you salmonella, if you touch them, you can't cook them up like you do a possum. Then,
well, they come in their own pot.
Both of those are disgusting.
Yeah.
The fact that anybody who's eaten possum is disgusting. That's disgusting. Plus, you're supposed to keep possums alive because they eat ticks and mosquitoes and all, and they are also they don't get rabies and like all this stuff like that.
And since armadillos is nothing but medieval possums, they probably do the same thing.
Yeah,
possible.
Who knows? I don't mess with possums because if you've ever gotten close to one and you hear that hiss and see those teeth, you know it's not the one to be fucked with. That's for sure. So. But anyway, I just dropped an F-bomb. Sorry, everybody.
This is getting too intense. Yeah.
This is possum talk. But let's do some wrestling talk since that's what we're here for. Let's see here. We got Fright Night coming up real quick this Saturday. Everybody excited about that? And
possums. Yeah. I'm sharing the show, so y'all talk.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, let's look at the card for Fright Night as this thing is headed off the rails quick. So optimize. All right, you guys should be able to see clips from our Facebook page.
Yes.
Fright Night. Awesome. All right. So Fright Night is this Saturday. Let's run down this card. We haven't got to see Sam Crowley and Jeff Flowers really defend the tag team title since they wanted to deal with the Steel, but they're taking on the up and coming team of Cyberfire. And I am looking forward to that. This is a big title defense for them against a young team. Thoughts on this match as we head in to deal with the Steel? Rick Diesel, I'll start with you.
What'd I do?
All right, Brian Danzig, I'll start with you.
Yeah, start with him, man.
Well,
shut up, dog.
I definitely think this will be a challenge for Sam Crowley and Jeff Flowers, especially since Aaron Wilson will have his tag team partner that night with him, and they're hungry. You know, they're a young team, and they're looking for a title, and it'll just be interesting to see if Sam Crowley, it'll basically depend on if Sam Crowley and Jeff Flowers come into this taking the match as seriously as they need to, or if they think this is a team that they're just going to come in and easily defeat. If they come in with that attitude, then we may have new Mid Atlantic Tag Team Champions this Saturday.
Yep. Anything can happen on any given night. That's for sure. How about you, Reagan?
Yeah, I was going to say Aaron Wilson has really come along with his singles, you know, even though he hasn't picked up any wins, but, you know, he's improving. He's getting closer and closer. And I think once he has his tag partner with him, they are, like Brian said, they're hungry and they've been on the trail, you know, and they've been, you know, working really hard. And I think Sam Crowley and Jeff Flowers really need to take these newcomers to the tag team division pretty seriously because they're really on fire right now.
They're on cyber fire.
They're on cyber fire. I just
Unintended.
See, here's my take on it. See, I think different. I think yes, they're young, they're hungry, which I know the one on the left there looks real hungry. But what I'm thinking is you've got Sid Crowley and Jeff Flowers. Jeff Flowers he's no stranger to tag team wrestling. And if you look at him, he looks like an old grizzled armadillo. See what I'm saying? So that's going to be hard to beat right there. And Sid Crowley, he's done it all. He's held titles. These guys are veterans. They've got their act together. And these young guys, I don't know if they can come up with anything they haven't seen yet, but youth is on their side. Because I mean, you can see Jeff Flowers, he got a little, you know what I'm saying? And Sid Crowley, he's, since he got that woman, he's put on a little weight. I'm just saying, we all see it, but I'll say it. It's different. See it, say it, see it, say it.
Yeah.
But I'm in the corner of Sid Crowley and Jeff Flowers. But like you said, anything can happen. Aaron Wilson, I don't know much about his partner, but Aaron Wilson he's really improved and impressed a lot in the Mid Atlantic. But Armadillo.
Oh yeah, right. I agree. I think if head to head, if Crowley and Flowers go in taking this seriously, then I think they will walk out with their titles. I just think that if they don't take it seriously, that's when they're going to be vulnerable and can lose. Also, the fact that this is Fright Night, and that is Sid Crowley's night, and that's that kind of mentality. It really does affect you. Like when I was wrestling, when it was Fright Night, I knew that all eyes were on me. That was my night. Back then, that was my night, and I knew I had to shine. And Sid Crowley has that same mentality. It's his night now. So he's also got that in the back of his mind.
And there is a chance he's a zombie.
And the other thing is Sid Crowley and Jeff Flowers are one of our most popular guys. They don't come around as often, but even when they show up, the crowd is really behind them. And I think for Cyberfire being a younger tag team, going up against a tag team that is so popular, that has the crowd so behind them, that can be distracting. It can be really distracting when the crowd is just on fire the whole time for Sid Crowley and Jeff Flowers. And I think that's something they have to take into account when they're training and getting ready for this match, is the level of noise and fans behind this tag team of Crowley and Flowers. And I think if you don't go into it thinking that that's part of the match, then I think it will be a distraction and be harmful for them.
That's a good point, Reagan, an excellent point, because I remember at Deal with the Steel, the crowd was so loud when Crowley and Flowers are out there, and every time they hit an offensive move, the people would just scream. It was unreal, and I'd forgotten about that. That is going to be distracting for a young team, I think, too. So we'll see. You're going to have to join us Saturday night, though, folks, if you want to see what's going on and what happens in this big tag team title match. So let's move on and see what else we got on the card, which from what I've seen, it's pretty loaded. For the Cruiserweight title. I did not notice this until just now. It's a ladder match. Holy
That's
smoke.
right. and you know why I'm leaning toward Buddy Flowers in this one?
Yeah, why?
Because what happens when you climb a ladder?
You get high.
Yes.
Yeah, Buddy
he's used to being up there.
Yeah, against Casey Kane, by the way, our champion, just for the audio people. This is Buddy Flowers taking on Casey Kane in a ladder match. Go ahead, Reagan.
Well, I was going to say, Buddy Flowers has shown, his ability to get up on that ladder and do impressive moves off of it. I don't think he's had a ladder match. Has he had a ladder match before?
He was in the Money in the Piggy Bank.
That's right.
Yeah, he was
so there was one instant where he just got the ladder and just came off the top of it on his own at one match. And Kaysen is always concerned about that face of his. And this is ladder matches, sometimes you don't think about how violent they are, but ladder matches can be one of the most violent matches that you can be in. And Kaysen loves his face. So,
Well, he was attacked by a rabid fan that might have had rabies at a show. That's what got that whole thing started.
Yeah, that's why he wears the headgear to the ring now.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be an excellent match with both of them skill set. You know, I mean, they're both
evenly matched.
Yes, they are. It really is. It's a very evenly matched.
The ladder will be the deciding. That's why it was made a ladder match, because they're so evenly matched that that the ladder will be the deciding factor.
I just hope Pretty Boy Lane is not the deciding factor, because he since he left THC and teamed up with Kaysen, I mean, we've all kind of always known Pretty Boy Lane's a snake in the grass. I mean, from his time in Pink Gang years ago when he was a tag team champion, but I really thought he had turned over a new leaf, so to speak, with the higher calling. But he was in there a total of 2 weeks maybe, and then turned on him. So, you gotta consider that man out there. But hey, it's not like Buddy Flowers is all alone. He can bring JT Moss with him. If he needs a little insurance at ringside. I don't know if he'll want to do it that way, but it's something to think about. Anything can happen in a ladder match. Any other thoughts on this one before we move on?
He does have something to prove, because I have no memory. So yes, he was in that Money in the Piggy Bank match, and he had, he almost had the. Wait, I don't know why I'm looking at you. I don't know. I thought you were gonna join in because you were the one that talked about this, and that Buddy had the issue with the piggy bank. Because didn't he? What was it you were calling it?
He grabbed the piggy, but then he lost control of it and dropped it, and so they rendered that he didn't get it, because you have to have control of it and bring it down. Before you can't just take it off of the hook and drop it. That's not winning the matchup. And so I think he's got something to prove, not only winning the title, but also just in a ladder match in general.
I like that ruling by the referees in that match, Brian, and I'll tell you why. And it goes back a long ways. And I just thought of this. What a good ruling that was. At the very first deal with the steel, Robert Roma was defending the light heavyweight championship at the time against JT Sledge, and they had a ladder match. And I don't know if you guys remember the ending of that match, but this triggered my memory of that. It's amazing I can remember anything from the 90s. Most of it's a blur, but I do remember a lot of the wrestling. And actually, Roma had taken out Sledge. He goes up the ladder, gets the belt off the hook, fumbles with it, drops it. JT Sledge picked it up. The referee turns around, sees Sledge with the belt, calls for the bell, and Sledge won the title. Now, everybody was happy to see Sledge win the title because Robert at the time was in the TVA and everybody hated them. But still, it kind of always seemed like a miscarriage of justice to me. And so I really like the call that they made at Piggy Bank regarding that. But just
it wasn't a very popular call, because Buddy Flowers is a very popular wrestler and everybody wanted to see him win. But I also agreed with the referee's call that that you had to have control. You can't just go up there and hit it and knock it off of the hook, which not what he did. But if we say you just have to take it off the hook, then who knows what people will start doing. They might just take the ladder and hit it to knock the things down without even climbing up. We have to have some kind of rules and standards for winning that type of match. And I think Buddy, of course, at the time he was very upset and thought that he had won the match. But I think once he cooled down and saw the tape, and I think even he after a while agreed with the referee's call as well.
Yep, it'll be a good one. Ladder match coming your way. Tickets only $10 for the floor, $7 for the bleachers. Don't miss it. Now, here's an interesting matchup right here. Mr. Phoenix Fit himself is going up against Savage Kincaid. Now, what I have never seen Savage Kincaid wrestle in person before, but
I have.
judging by this picture, though, you got Mr. Fitness, Mr. Nutrition against a guy who will eat anything, possibly even people. So I just like Rick Diesel, you've seen him wrestle before. Talk to us about what a dangerous man Savage Kincaid is.
He is, well, he lives up to his name. He is a savage. He's a big man. He is a big man. Kevin Phoenix put out a open challenge, and Savage Kincaid, who Phoenix works with at WrestleForce down in South Carolina, answered the call. He was quick on it. So I don't know if there's an issue at WrestleForce, if somebody has done something from down there that maybe is bleeding over into the AIWF Mid Atlantic with these two. But Savage Kincaid was very quick to answer that challenge. So, I mean, he answered it so quick, a lot of people didn't even know it was out there.
Yeah.
So there's something shady about this. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on with this, and I'm very interested to see what happens Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So, well, Kevin Phoenix. All right. The former tag team champions, the ones that lost it to Flowers and Crowley, David Parrish and Azrael go on one-on-one. I don't know what to say. David Parrish, since leaving the Fighters Club, has become like the heartthrob for all the girls in the audience. They just squeal for him. It's like no, it's not like the Rock and Roll Express again, because that would be obscene, but it's like, I don't know, man. He's like, the way they squeal is just like Magnum TA or somebody. And I'm not comparing wrestling ability here. I'm just comparing crowd reaction. They just squeal when he comes out there. So he's really popular, but I don't know much about it. I've just seen Azrael since he came to the Mid Atlantic. I don't know how much experience he's got related to David Parrish. They were only in the Fighters Club for a few months together before, it kind of fell apart. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Who wants to go first?
Well, I think that, when Parrish was on the show a few months ago, he was saying that that he and Azrael were friends. I think maybe even before the Fighters Club, and so this is going to be not just a match of proving who was the best out of the tag team. It's also personal between these two. They have a score to settle, and hopefully it'll be resolved this Saturday night.
Yeah, and I think David Parrish is not only is he popular with the ladies, but now that he's on his own and he's taking care of his own business, he is really shining. I don't think when he was in Fighters Club that he was allowed to shine and make a match about himself, because it seemed to be that it was always about Jack or the Fighters Club. And I really like to see how he has really broadened his moveset and everything now that he's in a singles position, and he's a singles wrestler who has turned over a new leaf and does have the crowd behind him. And again, kind of almost the same thing with the Sin Crowley Jeff Flowers. Azrael's going to have to really deal with the fact that he's now working a David Parrish that has huge amounts of crowd support. So again, is this going to be distracting for Azrael? He hasn't been around since this happened. He hasn't been around since David Parrish has really grown into his own person. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to take on this new and improved David Parrish. I also think that not only were they friends, I believe that he said that they trained together. So that also means that Azrael has a very deep insight into David Parrish's moveset. So we'll have to see how this one goes.
Be interesting. Rick Diesel.
Well, I feel like this could be just, if David Parrish defeats Azrael and he makes it through this match, I think it's just the beginning for him. And I think that Azrael was sent to punish David Parrish for leaving the Fighters Club. And if he can't get the job done, then I feel like it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if I was David Parrish, I would almost lose this on purpose, just knowing what's coming later.
Really? Because you think a beating from the Fighters Club is inevitable?
Well, I mean, nobody's ever turned on him before that I know of.
Well, Kaysen did, but he kind of slid out the back door.
Yeah, his was a little, Kaysen's was a little more sneaky.
They kind of got rid of him more than he got rid of them.
And he just kind of, like you said, like he kind of slunk out of the way.
Yeah. Well, he had Seth Clayton Burns helping to, talk through those wounds. Yeah.
But David Parrish he has completely turned his back on the Fighters Club. So, because like it's like Brian was saying, Seth Clayton Burns has a connection between both Kaysen Kane and the Fighters Club. So yeah, he was able to, move this on. David Parrish is a man all on his own now.
An island.
And I just feel like Azrael's is here to deal with the David Parrish problem.
Mm-hmm.
And if he can't, I don't know. I feel like David Parrish is in for a really rocky road if he beats Azrael. I don't know. I've seen this before. We've all seen this before in this business. You know what I'm saying? Somebody turns on somebody and they want to deal with them. They want to put them in their place. And depending on how bad they took the separation, it can lead into some really bad things.
Yeah. Before we move on to our next match, I just want to tell all you folks out there watching live on Facebook, if you've got any questions or match predictions, put them in the comments and we'll do our best to keep an eye on those. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe the channel, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notifications. It really helps us out. And we appreciate all your support across all our social media platforms. Next matchup. Oh boy, a casket match. Number one contender for the TV title. Joe Harrison versus Mickey Fulp. Nothing was really settled at Deal with the Steel. It was an I Quit match. Joe Harrison didn't quit. The referee stopped it. This casket match, though, if somebody is, pretty much you've got to incapacitate somebody enough to throw them in a coffin and shut the door. So, Brian, I'll start with you again. Let's see if this order seems to be working well. Thoughts on no comparison, Joe Harrison going up against Mickey Fulp in the casket match?
I think they're both very evenly matched. And they both know each other really well because they're former tag team partners, and not just former tag team partners, but friends. So they know each other inside and out. I'm not really sure who I would give this match to if it wasn't for the history. I think Joe Harrison, even though he didn't say I quit, but he did lose. The referee called the match, gave it to Mickey Fulp, which again was the right decision. Joe Harrison was incapacitated. He could not continue. And by default, that means Mickey Fulp wins the match. You can't have a match with an unconscious person. So I think Joe Harrison is coming into this matchup with something to prove. So I'm going to give the slight edge to Joe Harrison on this one.
I agree with you 100% on the referee's call. He was incapacitated. It was just unfortunate. And I think in his mind, nothing was settled. So maybe this does the trick. Reagan, thoughts?
Well, first thing Brian said is this is the kind of match, casket match. You have to incapacitate your opponent to get him into the casket. And we know for a fact that Mickey Fulp can incapacitate Joe Harrison. That is why the I Quit match was ended, because he was incapacitated. So Mickey Fulp, I could see where he would think that that he's already done this and now he's just got to do it and roll him into a casket. So, you know, I really wish and I really hope that Joe Harrison can pull this out, because Mickey Fulp is a nightmare now. And you know, but then now too, I mean, we've seen Mickey Fulp's better half interfere a few times now. So, you know, it's
Joe Harrison kind of poked that bear.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And so they're very evenly matched. I don't know. Like I said, I want Joe Harrison to take it and put Mickey Fulp in his place, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this one's going to go. So we'll just have to see on Fright Night.
I think that makes it all the more intriguing. Anything could happen in this match. Rick Diesel.
I feel like it's once again, like Brian and Reagan both said, they're so evenly matched that I feel like it's going to be who makes the biggest mistake that they can get put in that casket. Because it's, you know, you got to get put in the casket and you got to shut the door. So you go in face first, it's hard to keep that door from shutting. So, I mean, you know, I agree with everybody. It's evenly matched. I'm gonna go with Mickey on this one just because he's so damn angry or whatever reason.
He really
you know what I'm saying? He's just so mad, and he's fighting mad over something, whatever this is between him and Joe Harrison. I feel like it's years in the making, not weeks or months, because they've been around each other for a long time. They've tagged in other areas. So there's something there that's just that the hatred Mickey has for Joe Harrison is consuming him. And so I feel like he'll do whatever it takes to win this match. And plus the TV title's on the line, you know, the contendership. Whoever wins this match gets a shot at Alex Bryant.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's another thing. You know how Mickey likes him titles.
Yeah, he really does. Yes, he does. All right. Let's move on. Here's an interesting one. I can't remember if I've seen Chance Prophet before or not, but either way, he's going to be going for the Mid Atlantic Hardcore title against Ty Tyson at Fright Night. This is going to be ugly. I really do think so. But all of Ty Tyson's matches since winning this hardcore title have been ugly. Now, Brian Danzig, you would know best. What do you think?
Well, yeah, like you said, I haven't really seen a whole lot from Chance Prophet. I've heard a lot, though. His reputation definitely precedes him. And one of the reasons Ty Tyson wanted this matchup in the first place is because of Chance Prophet's violence and hardcore credentials. He wanted to really put himself to the test at Fright Night, you know, for the hardcore title. And I think that if this match were happening anywhere else, I would say a 50-50 toss-up. But the fact that it's going to be at Veterans Park in Ty Tyson's hometown, Mount Airy, North Carolina, and he's going to have that crowd is going to be 100% behind him. I think he's going to use that, and I think he's going to walk out with the title. Which again, you know, I'm maybe I'm a little bit biased. He's the guy who beat me at Deal with Steel, so I want to say, well, of course this guy's tough. He beat me, but yeah, I felt his wrath firsthand not that long ago, and I think Ty has this one. Like I said, especially at in Mount Airy, because like I said, I felt that energy, you know, when that crowd started cheering for him. I felt the life going back into him, and just the strength go back into him when that crowd started cheering for him. And so, like I said, I think he's got this one.
Don't sell yourself short, Brian. I know you were tired after beating up Tim Stone. That couldn't have helped.
Yeah. If I hadn't have swung that sign at Tim Stone, if I hadn't used that little bit of energy, yeah, I could have taken it.
I was filming that whole match for the Mid Atlantic fan cam, and the only time I spoke during that match was when you did that. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tim. I know it wasn't pleasant for you, but for those of us who weren't getting hit with the sign, it was pretty funny. So oh, and quick, I was gonna remind the fans of something. Oh, the costume contest, the kids.
Oh,
How
hold
the
on a second.
costume.
Keep talking.
Okay, I was just about
Well,
to
you
go to
should have said,
Reagan.
hold on, man.
I did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you tell me to hold on, I'm going to lay out. So all right, Rick Diesel, since Reagan's gone to
Oh, here I go. So can you put it on me for a second?
yeah, hang on a second.
So we have for the kids only. We have a Halloween basket for the kids to win for the best costume. So
All right. I bet you there are all kinds of candy in that thing.
yep,
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. Yep.
Yeah. And also, yeah, that's going to be for the winner of the contest, of the costume contest. However, every kid that enters will get a treat bag.
Oh, okay, that's
Well,
nice.
Yeah, and
you don't have to marry.
Yeah, they get a You're gonna get some candy. I was gonna make a participation trophy joke, but it's inappropriate on Halloween because the idea as a kid is to score free candy.
Mhm.
And so win, lose, or draw, you're
Well,
getting some candy.
it's a consolation prize. Let's put it into 70s game show vernacular. It's one of those. It's a consolation prize. Price is Right used to do it. Everybody used to do it.
Yeah, it's not like the winner gets a big basket and the every participant gets a smaller basket with just less stuff. I mean, they're going to get a bag of candy, which
Mhm.
you know,
Maybe a
that's-
pencil. With my shoot job, it might also be a pencil. So
That's Rick Diesel's picking his teeth with a skeleton for those of you listening. It's not a real
This
skeleton.
is my friend Rocky Balboni.
Rocky Balboni.
But now, you know, and like I said, we're having the costume contest for the kids, but we're also encouraging everybody to dress up. Reagan went and got her costume a couple of days ago. I've got mine. Go pull it out of the closet. So yeah, we're both going to be dressed up for Fright Night, and you know, we want everybody to have fun and dress up and just have a great time.
Yeah. And if anybody's watching in the Concord, North Carolina area, I would encourage you to come over to Riverwalk neighborhood and Clover Road to do your trick-or-treating, kids, because I'm telling you, this is a subdivision that goes all the way down to the river. So there's like 400 or 500 houses in here, and most people participate in Halloween in this neighborhood. It is a gold mine. And so, yeah, I'm gonna encourage the kids around here to do that. But yeah, show up for the costume contest Saturday night. Rick Diesel, does your friend have anything he wants to say?
Oh, he's been saying it all night, but I've been told I can't repeat it because of monetization and advertisers.
All right.
I did want to say one more thing about the kids costume contest.
Yes.
Reagan and I, you know, we have two kids, and whenever, you know, we buy them a costume every year, we want to get more than one use out of it.
Mhm.
We don't want to just do trick-or-treating.
Right.
We want to try to take them to as many things that they can wear their costume to as possible, so we can get multiple uses out of it. This is, you know, don't just have them dress up. No, you know, don't just buy the costume and have them wear it one night. Have them wear it this Saturday at the for the costume contest. And you know, then the trunk or treat earlier that day, and then again on Halloween. So get your use out of that costume you're paying.
Yeah, like me and Ginger used to do when we was younger.
What? We get more than one use out of a Halloween costume?
Yeah.
I'm scared of her, so I'm not going to participate in this conversation.
Let's see. All right.
One of the few women I'm scared of.
Well, you should be. But I do. There is. I was thinking about this the other day. Boy, I miss waking up on on Rick Diesel's couch on Sunday morning and Ginger cooking breakfast. That was fun. That was always good. Let's see. All right, here's our big main event, guys. It's for the Mid Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Corey Etzel, Dangerous E, is challenging Justin Flash. Oh, this match has been coming down for several weeks now. I don't know if you saw on the episode of Mid Atlantic on our this YouTube channel, as well as AIWF Network, when I interviewed Corey Etzel a few weeks ago. He put his hand on my shoulder, and it's like a grizzly bear paw. I don't think people really, when they look at Corey Etzel, understand how powerful he is. I mean, it's
this picture don't do him justice, really.
No. The man is just incredibly strong, and the huge hands that just crush your head like a grape. And Justin Flash has really got his work cut out for him. Brian,
yeah, he does. Corey Etzel, yeah, you're right. Not only does he have the strength, he has the wrestling ability, and he has a wrestling mind that you just don't see come along every day. I mean, this guy, he has the and agility too. I mean, for a man his size, he has incredible agility and cardio. Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, for Justin Flash's first title defense, this is going to be a very difficult test for Justin Flash. But I mean, Justin Flash, I mean, he has again, he's one of those guys. When I wrestled him before, when he was like 20-30 pounds lighter, when he was under 200 pounds, he was incredibly strong back then. Now that he's put weight on, I'm sure he's even stronger. So he can, I don't know that he will match Corey with strength, but he does have the edge on quickness. So, I mean, again, they just both have these things that cancel the other out. So this is one I'm not going to make a prediction on, because and also there's something else about this. There was the incident at the last event where Corey came out and not only tried to attack Justin Flash, he got a plastic bag.
Tried to murder him.
Yeah, he tried to put a plastic bag over Justin Flash's head. Luckily, Flash fought it off, and he wasn't able to get it over his head. If he had gotten it over his head, I don't know that anybody would have been able. I mean, talk about Corey's strength. Yeah, I don't know if anybody would have been able to get the bag off of him. But I've talked. I don't know that I want to say I'm friends with Corey Etzel. I'm cordial with Corey Etzel. I don't know that Corey Etzel has friends. No. But I sit and talk with him, before the events, and Justin Flash and I are we had our past, but we've that's all back then, and we're friends now. I've talked with both of these guys. It just seems like there's something under the surface that's going on here that neither man will talk about publicly. That I think there's just, and don't I don't know for sure, but I've tried talking to both men, and they just get really quiet when I bring it up, when I'm like, there has to be something else besides the title. As prestigious as the title is, as both men, as much as Corey Etzel wants the title and as much as Flash wants to keep it, it seems like there's something else there on a personal level that only these two men know about. And I don't know if it'll ever come out, but like I said, and maybe it's just me, but it just seems like there's something else there than just a title match.
The way you describe that makes me, first thing that popped in my head, a woman involved, maybe a old girlfriend, something like that. That's deep seated.
It's something that neither one of them want to talk about. It's like, And again, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but again, it could be something else or it could be nothing. But like I said, neither one denied that there was something else. They just neither one of them wanted to talk about it.
Wow, they wouldn't deny it, but they clammed up. Oh,
Right.
man. Yeah, so there is something personal under the surface then. Reagan, your thoughts on the big title match?
Well, the one thing about Justin Flash is, he is what we would consider a high flyer, but he is very adaptive to with his wrestling. He's one of those guys that has an arsenal of moves to use against, any opponent with any style. He came back and took on, someone who was intense and angry and mean in Jack. But there's just something different about Corey Edsel. It's like, yeah, Corey Edsel's big, he's mad, he's mean, but there's some deeper demon in there that I don't know that Justin Flash has seen since he's come back to wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Edsel, I've known Corey for a long time and seen him and his, I've seen him throughout the years. And when he returned, there was just something wrong with Corey Edsel now. There's something that's just when just doesn't feel right. And there's something that's scary about him now. And I don't know that Justin Flash, I don't know that Justin Flash can fight someone who obviously has something going on that's making him so, what's the word I'm looking for? Just so ruthless and just so almost demented, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see if Justin Flash can get all that energy up and take out somebody who obviously just does not care what he does to win. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't have high hopes for Justin Flash, but we will see.
Well, I'll say again, anything can happen. I've seen Justin Flash survive insurmountable odds so many times over the years. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. If anybody can do it, it's Justin Flash. Yeah, because again, I've seen him in situations where I'm like, this is it, he's done, and then him come back and get the victory. So yeah, if anybody can do it, it's Justin Flash. It's just this version of Corey Edsel just seems unstoppable at the moment. So we'll see if that holds true at Fright Night.
We certainly will. Rick Diesel, you got any thoughts on our big main event?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky had a message. No, see, I seen these two back years ago. I mean, this rivalry between these two has been going on for a long time. I literally went to Clayton, North Carolina to an NCWA show one time and watched these two steal the show from a card full of names. So that's what these two can do. And that's what I'm expecting these two to do when they go one-on-one Saturday night in Mount Airy. Like Brian said, it's got to be something that nobody knows about, because there's some kind of rivalry between these two personally that makes them excel when they step in the ring against each other. It's I don't know if it's chemistry, if it's angry, if it's, I don't know, but whatever it is, whoever comes out on top in this match, you can guarantee that the real winners will be the fans.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And also, I think no matter who the winner of this match is, I don't think this will be the last time to face off.
No.
I think whoever gets knocked down the ladder, I think that and whoever walks out with the belt, the other one is going to start climbing that ladder, and they're going to get another shot at it. And like what Rick was saying, I think it's all of those things. I think it's the chemistry between the two. I think it's the ability of these two, the way they match up with each other. And I think it's a rivalry and an animosity between these two and their long history. I think it's a combination of all those things that's going to make such an incredible main event tonight, that night at Fright Night.
Yep. You don't want to miss it, fans. It's this Saturday, Veterans Park, October 28th. Tickets are $10 on the floor, $7 for the bleachers. Look, I'm hoping to see you guys there, Mount Airy High School guys. You know who you're talking about. We're big Kevin Phoenix fans. We're hoping to see those guys there. I'm sure they'll be there.
Yeah, he needs you. Kevin Phoenix needs your help. You need all the help he can get.
Yeah, you might be need to help him keep from getting eaten.
Just help scrape him off the mat.
The skeleton has his hand up. Does he have a question?
He's got a lot of questions, but
not appropriate for air, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
What is it called when you eat on the noise? I can't remember. Never mind. I took a bite of a tiramisu, and then there's this thing where people don't like to hear the sound of chewing on podcasts. It's like
the phobia.
It's a phobia.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
but I can't remember what it's
Let me
called.
tell you about my phobia, and this right here. For some reason, for the last few weeks on my Facebook page, and this kind of reminds me of that. I have had a lot of pictures for some reason of Jennifer Aniston barefooted popping up on my, and this kind of reminds me of, I don't know why they're there.
Oh my God.
I keep the thing that annoys me about Facebook as one of the many things, I keep seeing these ads for these really cool Halloween things that are going on. And I'm like, oh, wow, let me check that out. Where is that? Oh, it's in New Orleans. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this one. That's in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
How about localize them a little bit, Facebook?
I was going to say, don't you have
within 100-mile radius at least?
That'd be nice.
Don't you have? You got your where you live in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's weird.
But I'm getting
like I said, I keep getting
all over the country.
Jennifer Aniston's feet.
Yeah. That's strange. I don't know how the algorithm brought you there, or how you got the algorithm to bring you there.
I can figure out some.
I don't know either, but you know what? I have noticed something over the progression of time, and I guess it's where she wears her high heels so tight that her big toe is starting to do this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Feet disgust me.
Well, I mean, but you know how their feet turn in, their toes will start turning in when they wear high heels all the time. Hers starts to do that sometime around 2016.
Wow. Okay.
I think I know now why you're getting those.
Yeah, that kind of explained it.
She's getting that celebrity hammer toe thing.
Celebrity hammer toe.
But if she ever gets the freaking Steven Tyler toe, she's done.
I've not seen his feet either.
Oh my, are we done with the match announcements?
Yes, we are. We're going to read some ads right now. Hey,
look, Google Steven Tyler's feet.
No, I will not.
Disgusting things I've ever seen.
I will absolutely not do that.
But now Jennifer Aniston's feet, although I don't know why I see them so much, but they're not bad. She just got that one toe, and big toes are starting to turn in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, well. Okay. Let's see. I don't know how to transition or segue here to talk about our YouTube channel, both of them, AIWF Network and AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Of course, you can hear this show live on Facebook on Sunday night, on Apple, Spotify, just about anywhere you find your favorite podcast. You can also find the links to all your different podcast app, our podcast, in the description of every video on this YouTube channel. Well, no, not all of them, just the ones that I've been doing for the last few weeks. Anyway, after I figured out how to get those out of there, we're learning as we go here, folks. But this is the best 1-2 punch in independent wrestling. No paywalls, none of that stuff. All the action right there for you on YouTube. We just ask that you maybe look at and click on an ad every now and then. Be great. AIWF Network, along with AIWF Ringside Wrestling. If you'd like to see how you can advertise with us, you can reach out to AIWF20@hotmail.com or just catch myself or Rick Diesel if you can catch him.
I just want to say that I'm the one that came up with AIWF 20 at Hotmail. I think I need to be acknowledged that I came up with that Hotmail address because I'm the one that came up with it.
All right. If you had
and we've had it for like 20 years, ever since the internet was invented.
Yeah. And if you had Reagan,
some years, she did.
Reagan putting herself over at 7:50 p.m. on Sunday, drink now.
Hey, but I can tell you that if we remember it, we will say you did it.
Yeah. It's
I don't want anybody else taking credit.
No, but that's been our email address since, like Rick Diesel's right, since the internet was invented. So
yeah, that's why everybody keeps looking at us going, you still have Hotmail?
You
don't?
Yeah, you can't get a Hotmail account anymore. It's MSN, right?
That's it's Outlook now.
Oh, okay. All right.
But the address is still the same. I mean, I think we had one of the original ones.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Well, my personal email, which I'm not giving out on the air, is the same as it was in 1997. So I've held on to mine too. The weird thing about that is the guy who was telling me how to set it up on Yahoo was like, man, you'll never get the one that you first want. So write down about 7 or 8 of them and then just try them. And the first one on my list I got. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing.
I can't remember if we got the first one or not, but I do know that for a long time we was in this weird feud with the American Institute of Wine and Food.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh man. And we won. We didn't have to.
We won. They're out of business.
Let's tell that story.
To change our name like other.
That's right, buddy. We outlasted a bunch of drunks.
All right. So yeah, hang on. Let me do these reads real quick. We'll tell that story. Premier Auto Detailing is our newest sponsor. They're great car cleaning service, detail service that operates in the Mount Airy area. If you got an old jalopy that's been on blocks for a while, or you're just too lazy to wash your own car, that would be me. Or you got, I don't know, you own a small business with a fleet of trucks or a used car lot and you need assistance with keeping those vehicles clean. Premier Auto Detailing is exactly where you need to go. We say hands down the best car cleaning service in town, and you can call them at 336-883-5722. That's 336-883-5722, and they can get you all hooked up. And that is Premier Auto Detailing. I know it's starting to get cold weather now, so people aren't going to be washing their cars as much, but hey, if it's too cold for you to go out and wash your car, but it still needs to be cleaned, you call them, they'll come do it. So not an issue. Give them a call. 336
coveralls.
Yeah, they own coveralls. 336-883-5722, 336-883-5722, Premier Auto Detailing. Tell them AIWF Ringside Wrestling sent you. Tees Creations, custom apparel. Boy, if you need custom made tees, sweats, hoodies, tumblers, they've got it all. And they've got their holiday inventory in now. You visit their website, teescreations22.com, tscreations22.com.
Okay.
Tees Creations by Allied Apparel on Facebook, or Tees Creations on TikTok. And you can check out some of their fine material there. Any news from the Tees Creations world, Rick Diesel? Have they got any upcoming shows planned on TikTok or Facebook?
I have no idea.
All right. So just be looking.
They need to just, if they tell me every once in a while, you know what I'm saying?
So, but check out those Halloween themed tumblers. You still got time to get those. And of course, the holiday stuff.
Yes.
Christmas is right around the corner. It's hard to believe it's almost Halloween. It'll be Thanksgiving before you know it, then Christmas, and then Super Bowl, and then Daytona 500 ball. That's coming on quick. Let's see. If you'd like to advertise with us here, it's cheap, man. When I tell you we're putting a headlock on high advertising prices, I challenge you to show me any other wrestling show, podcast, anything that offers rates as cheap as $10 a month, because we
and don't let the Facebook numbers on the live show fool you. This thing that gets a lot of views.
Yeah, it does
On all the other platforms. So
yeah, if you want to really get a glimpse of the number of views and subscribers we have, head on over to the AIWF Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. It's all their public record. Anybody can see it. We don't do anything to hide our numbers. They are what they are. So
that keeps us from having to come back later and explain why they're down.
Yes, exactly. And hey, any wrestling promotion, they all do what they want to, but we just are not a paywalls and lying to you about our numbers type of thing. It is what it is. And that's why we're able to offer advertising rates so low, is because, look, guys, we've got over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube on one channel. We got over 3,000 on another channel. Your ads can be all over that, and it's next to nothing to do that. So with this show, AIWF Ringside Wrestling, only $10 a month for an audio read, like you just heard. If you'd like
the next Bojangles,
you could be the next Bojangles. Yes, indeed. So if you've got a side hustle or small business, this is really catered for you. We're trying to make it easy for the little guy. All the sponsors you see right now are small businesses. Yes. They are small businesses who struggle week to week to get by. They offer great services at affordable rates. If that's your kind of gig, man, we're the show for you. We're like the working man's show right here,
and we're entertaining.
Yes. And I'm even wearing a blue collar. So, hey, if you've got a side hustle or small business, talk to us. We'll be glad to help you out. And you can't beat $10 a month. And see, here's what we do that nobody else did. Well, I'm not sure how the other ones do it, but if we miss a show, like I go on vacation or Rick Diesel goes on vacation, Brian and Reagan can't be there, we try to bring a show to you every week. But if for any reason, technical, otherwise, that we don't put a show on and you don't get you don't have an ad read, you're not going to be billed for that week. We say per month, but it's actually 4 reads, right? You're going to get your ad said 4 times for $10. So if we miss a week, it does not affect you whatsoever. You're going to get your money's worth, every down to the last nickel or even wheat penny if we want to do a deep cut. But again, our network, and right there, YouTube, strong, baby, Apple, Spotify for this show, AIWF Network and AIWF Ringside Wrestling. That is our YouTube presence. AIWF20@hotmail.com is how you can get in touch with us, which Reagan invented that email address. She didn't invent the internet. That was Al Gore, but
back when Rocky had skin.
What?
Back when Rocky had skin, we got that email address.
Oh, yeah, Rocky still had skin back then. A long time ago. So Rocky the Skeleton, ladies and gentlemen.
Rocky Balboni.
Rocky Balboni. I did not have a chance to format the show this week because
I heard you had some mountain disease.
Yeah, I got a little something when I came. I don't know what happened when we came back from the mountains today. I want to say this: Watauga County, Avery County, leaves are at full peak right now. We got some excellent leaf action today, and so it was really nice. So and brought back some mountain gimmicks. So when you stop up in the mountains, you got to get your bear jam and that kind of stuff, and so
yeah,
that was a lot of fun. But anyway, yes, I have not felt well this afternoon.
Hurts.
I didn't eat anything up there on the mountain, so I'm wondering if we stopped at Biscuitville on the way out. I wonder if I got a bad egg or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't have time to.
Yep, got to stay at Bojangles. Can't go to Biscuitville. Got to go Bojangles.
Shit, that's right. I can't be talking until I see one of their ads on there. Come on, Biscuitville.
Come on. If Bojangles would ever like to send us free Chick-fil-A biscuits or combo number ones with,
I don't think Bojangles will send us free Chick-fil-A biscuits.
Nope, ain't happening. No, it's a rival chicken company.
Yeah,
you said Chick-fil-A biscuit.
Did I?
Yeah,
yes, you did.
Make Cajun filet.
Oh,
biscuit.
Cajun filet. Oh man.
I know where you can buy those Cajun fillets in a box, frozen. There's a I almost casually swore. There's a butcher shop here in Concord that they keep them in the deep freeze, like a whole case of the Cajun fillets, and you can bring them home. And all you have to do is you can either drop them in the fryer or bake them for like $3.50 for 15 minutes, and you got Bojangles.
Trying to swayed people from Bojangles.
I'm not swaying people from Bojangles. I'm just saying you can have Bojangles at home.
We got Bojangles at home.
Yeah, I got Bojangles on the brain right now. But
We had Bojangles for breakfast this morning. So
yeah, but Bojangles is
I
pretty
did
awesome.
too.
but they put cheese on the bacon and the sausage and egg, and I was mad because I don't like cheese on that because I put jelly on my sausage biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah, that messes it up. if you
It
put
does
cheese
mess
on
it
it.
up.
Oh man. But now let's not talk about food anymore. I'm starting to get hungry, and that's not going to be smart to put anything on my stomach.
I hear Rocky's stomach growling.
Yeah. But anyway, so not much major to report in TV national promotions this week, except after Logan Paul, self-made millionaire internet man, had a boxing match on pay-per-view on the Zone last weekend that I hope nobody wasted their money on, because everything I'm reading about it saying it was pretty bad. His opponent didn't even really try to fight him and just treated it like a big joke, which is unfortunate because Logan really does work hard at his craft at boxing and his wrestling. And it's unfortunate that I think that a lot of people don't take him seriously because he didn't come in by traditional means into the sport. He's kind of a different kind of cat, him and his brother both.
Well, that's it's almost the David Arquette thing. It's like people just don't. Well, I think David Arquette's a really good wrestler. I think he was put into a bad situation by whoever was writing WCW then. Was that Vince Russo?
It stinks of his work. Yes.
Yeah, terrible. It was a terrible idea. It was everything was terrible. But you have some people who are famous who are good wrestlers, who can be good wrestlers. But I think what happens is you get like back in like the early 90s and stuff, people got really burned out, especially WCW did this all the time. They brought in famous people that were terrible, that could not do anything, who just looked dumb in the ring, and put them in the ring with their big guys. And then they had terrible pay-per-view matches. And so I think wrestling fans have this thing in their head that you cannot be famous and a good wrestler. Now, I do not like him because I have to deal with his stupid water all the time at my shoot job, especially the water that has the caffeine in it, and it drives me crazy. So I have a personal vendetta against his drink, and I'm not going to say what it is.
No, don't.
That's me insane.
He doesn't sponsor us anyway. And if he ever comes on the podcast, we'll lighten that rule up. But he's a busy man.
Yeah, the water. One of the waters has caffeine in it, and some of the people who give it to the people that I deal with don't realize that, and then they give them water with caffeine in it.
Yeah, and that's what you want in that environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do not like it.
Imagine how this could go horribly wrong.
Yeah, I think there's some people who are just naturally talented athletes who can. I mean, I've seen it in wrestling. I've seen guys who got in and had to work really hard to become good, and it took them a long time. And then I've seen guys who were just naturals, who just took to it very easily, and I think he's one of those people. He's just a naturally talented athlete, and I'm always of the thought of, if you can do it, do it. You don't. I don't think you have to go through some kind of initiation. I don't think that you have to start at the bottom and work your way up. I think if you can do it at that level, then do it. And more power to you. And again, I don't like it personally, but I wouldn't begrudge him his spot, because he's earned it. They gave him a chance, and he proved that he could do it. So
he's a great wrestler.
More power to him.
And he takes it seriously. It's not like he's doing it as a joke.
Yeah, well, what he did was kind of weird. On the DAZN pay-per-view when they were interviewing after the fight, he challenged Rey Mysterio for the United States title. And I understand that match has been made, and I think it's going to happen
Crown Jewel.
Yeah, it's Saudi Arabia this weekend. So yeah, that's I don't, there's turmoil in that part of the world right now. If you guys were on that card, would it just as wrestlers, retired wrestlers, but let's say you were in your prime, you were on that card, would you be anxious or have any misgivings about going over to that part of the world right now? I'd be scared to death.
I would. Well, they have so I was reading about this. There are several people now who are not going, like some big names, because they're having they come house. What do they come now? They come house shows.
Yeah, they still come.
They're actually having a pretty big house show the same night somewhere here.
Oh,
that's going to have Nakamura on it and some other people. So that's one of those tough things that I don't know. Like,
well, it's just like when years ago when WCW went to North Korea. Now that would scare me. I would not.
no,
You could not. There is no amount of money. There's no guarantee. I don't care. I mean, that is a country I will never step foot in.
and
You just don't. I mean, you do one wrong thing and that's it.
You ain't coming back. Yeah.
and the last time they had the Crown Jewel, didn't they have some issues with some people coming back? There was some big huge issue at one of theirs that they some of the wrestlers were delayed, as they put it.
That was not the last one. That was one, I think, right before the pandemic.
Okay, was it that one? See, I don't keep up with it because I'm not gonna get into it. I don't know.
I know
it's a little bit better than it was, like, because I know now that there is going to be a women's match on the Crown Jewel, and I think they're allowing that now. But
they've been allowing that. Mm-hmm.
But not in the beginning. Remember, at the very beginning they did not. So now, but it just
now they have to. But the women have to wear gear that covers them from their neck down. But
I'm not getting into that one.
No.
I don't know. I could see where.
No, the question was, with the turmoil going on in that part of the world, would you be scared to go over there? My answer, Rick Diesel says no. I would be. Brian, how would you if you had to go?
I think Saudi Arabia is far enough away from what's going on.
It's very controlled. It's a very controlled country.
Yeah. They got a lot of bulletproof glass over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I could say this. I wouldn't want to go and I don't know. If you'd be any safer doing a show in Brazil.
Yeah.
I had a friend who was in a certain business and he did
drug runner.
Huh?
Drug runner.
No,
it was legal.
It was a legal business of making videos for people that were rich. And like he had to go to Brazil. No.
Come on, we've all done it.
He had stories of when he had to go to Brazil, like, the people he dealt with had enough money to like keep him safe. So there's just certain places in the world that I would be more worried than others. Whether or not I agree with Saudi Arabia's rules and regulations, I think they have a bubble that they have created.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because the leadership, the whole reason WWE is there is because the leadership of Saudi Arabia wants them there. Yeah. And if they have the protection of the royal family of Saudi Arabia, they're probably the safest people in the world.
Yeah.
In that country. So I wouldn't worry about that. If it were just an issue of safety, I wouldn't be the least bit worried.
Yeah, the thing that a lot of people like on the internet to talk trash about WWE for doing those shows, and I understand where they're coming from, some of it, but I also understand that the people making these comments on the internet and saying blood money and all this kind of shit have never left the United States of America and do not know what life is like in other countries in the world. Not that I've got much room to talk, but I have been to the Philippines 3 times. And let me tell you, things are very different there than they are here. And I think that if they had a little bit more understanding how the world works outside the United States, they might be more sympathetic, because when I look at those shows in Saudi Arabia and I see the looks on those children's faces,
Right.
Yeah.
that makes it worth it to me, because the regime has been so oppressive over there. They didn't even have movie theaters there until the prince that's there now came into power and started making that stuff happen. You know, AMC is opening up movie theaters all over that country right now. They couldn't even watch movies there, you know, I mean, unless they smuggled them in on DVD and stuff like that. And so they're bringing this live entertainment. They don't hardly get anything live that's not done inside their own country, you know, their own soccer tournaments and stuff like that. I mean, this is like, these people we see on TV are finally coming here. Holy crap, you know.
Well, and whether or not you have those issues with the governments, that's not the people.
Right.
Yep.
It's not the people.
Right. The people shouldn't have to suffer and do without because you disagree with the government of that country.
Yeah, I mean,
that's you know, that goes for a lot of things.
Yep.
You know, you can disagree with policies of another government, but then not have anything against the people of that country. I mean,
That's right.
the same could be said about your own country. You know, you can disagree with the government, but still love your country.
I mean, and that's the thing too, is like, you know, those people, I mean, you see it here, not the problems that some people have with those countries, they ignore some of the same things that are in maybe their own country that are very similar. They just,
Well, and those people also that talks about WWE doing this probably has never been offered that kind of money to go do something either.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
and
They're on their keyboard in the basement, man. That's their perspective of life. So
Right.
And again, whether like you also have to think of anytime you bring popular culture of the US to another country, you're broadening these people's, you know, the people in that country, you're broadening their horizons. You're exposing them to things that the US has to offer. And
that's what a lot of governments has a problem with too.
you're bringing people together, and you know, and that's a good thing. You don't want people being isolated in bubbles. You want them to be exposed to other people and other things from other countries.
and yeah, I don't keep up with it because I just don't keep up with WWE. But the fact that they are letting women wrestle at all is
it's a big step.
That's a step in the right direction.
that's a pretty good step, considering they're a country that, you know,
Well, when they
have
had
issues. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
what was it? They had, it was the first, it wasn't Saudi Arabia. I think it was United Arab Emirates when they were doing a house show tour a few years ago. They had the first women's match in the Middle East during that show. It was Liv Morgan, and no, it wasn't her. I can't remember who was in it, but you could hear women in the crowd yelling, "This is progress. This is progress." You know,
I mean, and it's true. And yes,
they're all dead now.
And I understand why
No,
some,
UAE's not that bad.
Oh,
and no, but like, you
don't
know,
look like
I can
Rocky
understand-
Balboa.
I can understand some like ethical issues when it comes to the Saudi Arabia and Sami Zayn. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
if I was Sami
but
Zayn, I wouldn't set foot in that country.
yeah, but that's I mean, that's that part. And I mean,
Right.
I don't-
Yeah,
it's just-
his is personal, and
Yeah.
it would make sense. But if you're just like you said, just a person who is chasing clout on the internet, wanting to dunk on people, showing how much better
Right.
of a person you are by putting other people down, then
yeah, because
the
like I said,
virtue
those people
signalers.
don't see any blood money. They don't see, you know that I'm just gonna say it again. There's a difference between governments and the people that live in those areas. There's a difference.
Yeah.
And you can't I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well, Sammy's, funny you brought up Sami Zayn. The last time he was in Saudi Arabia, he got a real good reaction.
Mhm.
And somebody else that I didn't know how it would go over in Saudi Arabia was Paul Heyman. Because, I mean, it is what it is. If I got to spell this out for you at home, guys, I just really can't. But, he was, when he walked to the ring, he said, "My name is Paul Heyman." Place blue. I mean, they popped, and I was like,
that's the
"Wow,
people.
okay,
Right.
yeah."
It's just like you can't hold like our government against us. Whether I'm not saying which side's right, which side's wrong. I'm just saying in general, if you don't like who the president is, you can't blame all the people in America for, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I blame the voters for plenty in this country.
Well, yes. Okay, let's say that. But I'm saying though, in
You can't
general,
blame the whole country.
can't blame the whole.
No.
There are people in this country who are different. So
But it's like
Right. Because I think Rocky voted for Hillary.
Yeah. Well,
Did you tell?
It was worth the try. Rocky, I was trying.
You knew I was going there. You started it.
I'm not saying anything controversial ever again. So
Right. I was trying to get Rocky to vote for Bernie Sanders in the primary, but he just wouldn't listen. Anyway,
like
so
his fault.
oh Lord, I got
Oh,
sidetracked.
Lord. But I did see that Brock Anderson is no longer with AEW.
Well,
which makes me wonder.
There's an idea for the third segment. There we go.
I can't believe, Matt. I can't believe that you have completely skipped over the fact that the NWA has signed 2 TV deals.
Oh yeah.
And Impact is going back to the TNA name.
I saw the NWA.
Not important enough for you.
I didn't know if it was true because the source I saw it on is not reliable.
I've seen it on several sources. Which one?
I ain't putting them on blast here.
No, I'm talking about which story.
Oh no, the NWA with the 2 television deals, they're going to be on CW, right?
Right.
That's a big get for CW because CW is doing ACC football this year.
Yeah, they're the 9th most viewed station.
I thought it was 19th.
I thought it was 9th.
I don't know.
I thought it was 19th and TNT was 18th and
Is that what it
TBS
was?
is 16th.
Because I mean, so there, even though that number sounds far down, but how many stations?
Oh my God! Yeah.
Out of all the stations and all the streamer,
We got 20 around here.
I mean, that's a pretty good number considering, yeah. So I did not know about TNA.
CW had Rocky's favorite show, Supernatural.
No, okay. Rocky's favorite show, Supernatural.
They also used to show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but
yeah, they've had some other. Didn't they have Red Arrow was on that show?
Green Arrow.
Huh?
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. Yeah, I'm sorry, get them confused.
Which was another guy that was a good wrestler.
Yeah,
and he's now the guy on
and
heel,
his show
right?
just got canceled not too many
Yeah, I
weeks
did
ago.
see that,
Yeah.
but they're trying to shop it around. I did see that.
Good,
So
maybe I'll be able to watch it.
they'll be able to pick it. Somebody else will be able to pick it up. But yeah, so that's great news. Now, do we know when the NWA is going to start those shows on?
No,
CW?
it's just preliminary announcements.
Oh,
They're just saying they're I've heard and I've read on multiple sources that they have signed a weekly show deal and a documentary deal.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy for them. If it was me, and I know nothing about programming and television network, so this is me completely talking out of my arse here.
Hello.
But and really answering the phone on the damn show.
Hey, it's my youngest daughter. When she calls, I gotta answer. Who knows? She could have broke a toe or something.
No. Anyway,
You can mute yourself at least.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm in trouble now.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go. All right. So
Okay, but but yeah, go ahead with your talking out your arse.
yeah, so I know nothing about, but I personally, because the CW has got the ACC football deal this year, I would hold the wrestling till after football and then put it on Saturday, because after football season ends, I don't know. I know you guys aren't football fans, but like the time, like I like football and auto racing are my 2 main sports other than wrestling that I really love, right? Between the Super Bowl ending and the Daytona 500 happening, I'm like, have anxiety during that time because I don't have one of my favorite sports to lean on. So to me, I think other football fans go through that too. what about the ones that aren't race fans? You know, I just have to wait 2 weeks after the Super Bowl and my other sport starts. But like people go, football withdrawal is real after in February and going into the spring. So now that we don't know, I've heard rumors the XFL is going to merge with the USFL, so there'll be spring football again. Maybe that would be a good time to put it on is after football season, because those sports fans are going to be looking for something.
He's trying to get unmuted. Oh,
No,
No, I got it. It was something about Gryffindor socks.
this is the thing. I don't know anything either, so I'm talking out my arse when it comes about this. The CW is a television station, not a cable station.
Right.
Yeah, it's an
So-
over-the-air
over the air.
network, over-the-air
Yeah,
antenna
it's
network.
okay. Thank you. So in reality, more people could have access to the CW than they would USA.
Absolutely, they
T-
will.
What is TNA on?
Well, what
Are they on
channels
anything
TNA they're gonna be on cable, I'm sure.
Yeah. So that's fine. Our AEW is on TNT.
Yeah, that's
And
cable.
like, so in all honesty, if you have people who just like maybe have one of those over the air not satellite
Antennas.
like you can watch wrestling without having any money put into it.
Yep. And
Now.
it's an important point because when we first moved here, we didn't have any money. So we couldn't get cable, right? You know, and couldn't get internet. But I did have enough money to go down to Walmart and buy a $20 antenna and screw it into the back of that HD TV. And guess what? I could get 15 damn channels.
Mhm.
So, you know, and the CW was one of them, and it was clear, you know, it was loud and clear. So you bring up an interesting point there, and that kind of bothers me too, because the rumor is Fox is dropping SmackDown when the contract runs out next year, and it's going to move back to USA. And I think that's unfortunate because I think some of SmackDown's great numbers and attendance numbers, they sold the one in Texas out Friday night, have been because they're over the air on free TV on a traditional linear network. So this might be good.
And in all honesty, I have wanted to watch NWA somewhat, but I was like, I don't know how to get them. Are they on Fight TV? Well, does that cost?
They're on YouTube.
You know, da. But I don't want to, this sounds stupid, but it's like, I just don't want to go through all the effort to find NWA. Does that make sense?
Well,
It's like, I'm not interested enough, but if it came on my TV and and I'm like, oh, hey, there's wrestling to watch, so, it's a lot easier to get to now and to access.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll pick up some of these old people that used to watch regular like the old NWA, and they're like, hey, that's the NWA, even though I'm that age.
See if Ric Flair comes on there.
I remember when Gordon Soley used to interview them boys about them matches in the Omni in Atlanta that I never got to go to because I live
So
here.
I think because I don't know if they do it, they need to keep it as a studio show.
Yes.
They don't need to
Yeah,
go
no.
around. They don't need to show whatever, because I don't even know how they run. And I'm talking out my arse because I don't keep up with them either, except for what I see on my Facebook or Instagram or stuff that pop up. But I don't know how they run their shows. I don't know how they go about doing anything. I know they have the studio show, so it'll be interesting to see if they can grab a hold. I saw this thing today that I thought was interesting. It was just some Joe Schmo, but they were talking about, so what if AEW doesn't sell a bunch of tickets? If you like the product, you like the product.
Right.
Just like the product. You're the only person that needs to be concerned about that is Tony Khan and the people that run that show. Because then they were saying, not too long ago when before Triple H took full control, WWE was having a hard time selling arenas. So it's just I love wrestling. And I say this all the time, I love all kinds of wrestling. And if there's more to watch on TV, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that. I think it'll be huge for the NWA to be on the CW, and I wish them the best. They kind of ran me off after the initial run when they put themselves on Fight TV, and you had to subscribe after being
Mhm.
free on YouTube for damn near a year. And I was supporting them. I had bought 2 of their pay-per-views and went to one in person. So, and that's when they had the big Crockett Cup down here in Concord, and that almost sold out to Cabarrus Arena. It was incredible, and they say, well, Cabarrus Arena, that don't seat but about 5,000 or 6,000. 5,000 or 6,000 for an indie show. Check yourself,
Right.
man. That was impressive. So,
Yes.
and I remember sitting there. Hey, Darren was there. He'll tell you the crowd was unbelievable that night. And so, yeah. So good luck to him. I hope things work out well. So, did anybody Google and find out where TNA is going to go? Are they still going to be on the?
No, all they're doing is changing their name.
Okay.
They're rebranding back from Impact back to TNA.
Oh, that should
They
make
said it's because a lot of their overseas partners are still using the TNA name, and they want to get back to their roots.
Okay.
That's another one I never know how to watch. Like, and they have a lot of people I like.
And you don't access or something like that?
Yeah, it's I don't even know. I don't even think I have that channel. Like, I don't even think that comes in my package.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know. I don't watch Impact.
because way back in the day, we would get their monthly pay-per-views. Remember, because back in the day, that's how they did it. They didn't have a show. They had a monthly pay-per-view that was like $10. And so, like, me and Brian and Jeff Dorsett, who was, what was he? Bane, or the other one, I don't remember which one. Like, we would get those every month and we would watch them. And then so I followed them into whatever channel they were on until they brought Hogan and them in. Once I got rid of the 6-sided ring, I quit watching.
They addressed that too. They said they was not going to go back to the 6-sided ring.
Good.
Because it was too hard on the wrestlers' bodies. And that ring, I've seen those rings. They are stiff.
They're more like a boxing ring, the way they're constructed, aren't they?
Yeah, because all the beams are so short, there's no give in them.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good things that were like in an X Division match. That 6-sided ring was really awesome. Like, but I think for other matches, it was iffy on whether or not, because I mean, you can only watch somebody be thrown into the corner so many times.
Yeah, and there's a lot of corners in it.
It's one of those things where they it was good to try it, but I think one of the major pushbacks of it was the fact that Hogan came in and was like, no, we're not doing this. Yeah. I think if maybe someone else had made that decision, they may have, the fans may have been a little more supportive of it.
It never made any sense to me is like why you would bring in Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan, and that whole crew that had just run WCW into the ground. Oh, let's bring them in our promotion. They can help. No, track record don't say that.
I felt like they did a bet. I think too, one of the other things that TNA did really well was when they did that thing with Al Snow. What do they call it? Where they brought the indie guys in.
The gut
check thing. I like, because like as AEW does dark, and they bring on their.
Not anymore, they don't.
Oh, they don't.
They canceled that.
But like that's how they brought indie guys in, and then they just had their guys go over. But like the gut check thing in TNA was really good because they would come in and they would work a match, and then because it was 2 indie guys, right? From what I remember. And then so they got heat, and like people got to see them, and people got to see them actually work their characters and stuff. I think they did a better job of showcasing some indie guys versus the way AEW did. But then they brought in that whole crew that destroyed WCW, and Kevin Nash, that was the weirdest time of his life for what he looked like. And I was not happy about that. But
oh well.
But I did watch during Aces and Eights. Was that Hogan time?
No, that was Dudley.
Yeah. But that was fun.
Bully Ray done that.
But Bischoff was there then because when his son was part of Aces and Eights, Garrett.
Yeah.
I watched them. So I actually watched them. So
all right. So good luck to them. I really want to get to this read real quick here, then we can keep going. All right. It's It's for branch management. Oh man, we just love them to death. They've been with us. They're our first sponsor. It's October, guys. You got to get those plants for next year in the ground now.
Mulching.
Time for mulching, all that stuff. We need you to get on that and give these guys a call. They can cut grass, do any kind of landscaping work, plant trees, do pressure washing. They do it all at Branch Management. So if you need landscaping service, you give them a call. The number you're going to want to dial 336-648-2487. Pressure washing, general contracting, gutter cleaning, they got you covered. 336-648-2487. Branch Management. And now, real quick, our most delicious sponsor, Tease Treats. Great pizza, delicious dogs, decadent desserts, mini donuts. They got it all available for food truck festivals, music festivals, athletic tournaments, whatever you got. You never know where Tease Treats will turn up. If you'd like to find out where they'll turn up, give them a call, 336-755-8204, 336-755-8204. You can see them on Facebook.com/Tease Treats. Diesel, where's Tease Treats going to be this week?
This is a weird week. Okay. Had a big event this past weekend, but now this Saturday is going to be a very strange. All right, just everybody bear with us.
Well, it's Fright Night. So.
Well, it is, and it's they're going to be, the trailer's going to be at the Dobson Halloween Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
But we're opening the concession stand that we run at the show, and the girls will be coming from the Halloween Carnival to the show to run the concession stand.
Oh, so it'll be in the
trailer won't be there, but we'll still have everything. It'll just be out of the concession stand there on the fairgrounds.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I wanted to clarify. So it's going to be at the concession stand that they use during the fair.
Yes.
So you'll have to walk out of the building and walk around like toward the restrooms, but you'll see it. So
it'll be lit up. So
Tease Treats, man. It's going to be good night for a hot dog. That's for sure. All right.
And the good thing about this is we'll have the grill fired up, so there'll be burgers too.
All right. Yeah, there you go. So come hungry to Fright Night, man. Not just with an appetite for candy. I mean, because Tease Treats gonna have you covered. All right. So you mentioned Brock Anderson earlier, and I had a thought. And I don't know this because I'm not a promoter. I don't deal with these people, and their third-party vendors. However, if I wanted to bring Brock Lesnar to my wrestling show, I wouldn't know how to get in touch with him or what.
Oh, Vince McMahon.
Wait, Brock.
Because you did say Brock Lesnar.
Oh, I mean Brock Anderson.
Yeah.
Oops. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
All right. So Brock Anderson, I wouldn't even know who to call. I would assume it was the guy collecting the money at the Fan Fest down in Spartanburg because he seems to handle Arn and Brock's stuff.
I don't freaking third party. Jesus Christ. Everybody got their hand in it. Just deal with the talent.
Yep. What I'm wondering is because of the state of things today, Brock Anderson no longer in AEW. Basically, are these guys thinking that they're worth more than they are to independent promoters? And what that causes is you to not be able to get as much experience because you think you're worth more than you actually are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not just guys like that either.
Well, see, this is the thing. I went to a meet and greet and met Arn Anderson and Brock Anderson, and I paid the fee to meet them, and I'll tell you why I did it. Because Arn Anderson recommended a restaurant here in Charlotte called Beef and Bottle on his podcast. And I'm telling you people, I don't care where you're listening, it's Beef and Bottle on South Boulevard in Charlotte is the best restaurant steak you will eat in your life. I mean, hands down. And they got great seafood too. And Arn Anderson recommended that. And I just wanted to thank him for it, And we stood there and talked about the menu at Beef and Bottle while we're doing the picture and all that kind of stuff. And Brock told me to try the crab dip the next time I go in there. So, he seemed like a nice guy.
Date strippers.
What? Try the crab dip?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's hurt. I think that hurt him in the long run. He seems like a nice enough kid, but he got cut from AEW. And the last time I saw him wrestle on there against Luchasaurus in Greensboro, not impressive. Not at
Well,
all.
he gets booked because him and Pops comes as a package deal.
Yeah.
Which was really smart, like on Ricky Morton's side, you know, when Kerry was coming with Ricky or Ricky was coming with Kerry and
Yeah,
stuff.
when Kerry was a aggravating little snot.
Yeah. So like
Go ahead, I'll say it.
so it's
I've known
definitely
Ricky
something.
for like over 20 years. I can say it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a way that happens. And I am honest gonna say I have never seen Brock Anderson wrestle a match. I know
Kerry's got good though. Kerry has got really good. I will give him credit.
Yes, Kerry Morton is very good.
Oh, Kerry Morton is great. No, I'm talking about Brock. I'm not Kerry.
Yeah,
Morton
well, that's what I was
great.
gonna say, because I was gonna say that Kerry, when he would go to the shows, he'd get in every ring that his daddy was on, and he would work with everybody. That kid has been trained by 5,000 people.
But you also
Can't
think
help but be good.
You know, Ricky still puts on some of the best matches of anybody in wrestling right now, and he's what, 62 years old or something.
Yeah, he's
I've never seen Brock Anderson wrestle either. I've never seen a match with him in it. So
I've seen 2 on TV and 1 in person. And the 1 in person was okay because I think that night he was matched up against talent that was about at his level, and it was okay. They got through it. But Dad is the attraction in that package.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that. And maybe it would be better if Dad stopped going with Brock and let him, and Brock got himself booked on Independence without Dad to keep the cost down.
Yeah, because just thinking back to kids, like especially in this area, that didn't happen with Ricky Steamboat and his son? Like you didn't see both? I'm just trying to think back because
I don't think so.
Wow.
Well, the Little Dragon went to NXT for like a little while in 2011, 2012, but I don't know. That just didn't work.
I think he got injured.
Did he
is that what it was? Yeah.
But I'm just but so I don't know. It's like, it's kind of a double-edged sword kind of thing.
I think it's one thing. There's nothing wrong with using your family name to get your foot in the door.
Absolutely not.
Once you get that foot in the door, you have to make it on your own merits.
Yeah. And
you have the disadvantage of having to live up to your either your father or your uncle or whoever it is got you in the door. You then have to you're going to have to get yourself out of their shadow.
Yes.
And so there's a kind of a give and take of having that name. Is it gets you the opportunity, but then everybody you have to make your own path, or people are just going to keep comparing you to.
So let me say this, Rick Diesel, as a promoter, what advice would you give Brock Anderson now that he's not in a big nationwide TV company to get himself some experience and quality work where he can improve and maybe go back to AEW one day or to WWE and make some big major money? If you had to just give him his advice as a longtime promoter, what would you say?
Tell Daddy to stay at home, drop your price, take every booking you can, and go into it with an open mind of relearning from the ground up, because you don't know what all Daddy got him. A good example of this is David Flair and Charlotte.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, David Flair,
they both had the same opportunities, but he skyrocketed and he floundered and then just didn't do it no more.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a bad worker.
No.
When him and Ricky Morton had that match for us in Elkin, it was good.
Yes.
But you think about too, all the second generations who were terrible. Just popping in my brain, Greg Gagne. Greg Gagne was terrible He was
Yeah.
a terrible wrestler. Terrible.
Not as bad as George Goulas. If you don't know that name, look it up. George
And then
Goulas.
Bill Watts' son,
Eric
Eric
Watts.
Watts. Oh my God. Terrible.
Cactus Jack told me one time, I asked him, I said, why in the world does Eric Watts have the United States title? He said, looked at me, he said, brother, that's one of the great mysteries of the universe.
I mean, and
Mick
some more-
Foley, this
some more-
Cactus Jack.
yeah, I know. And well, some more recent ones you're thinking about, like Ted DiBiase's son. Like he wasn't, they brought him in when they brought him and Cody and
Ted DiBiase Jr. might be doing a Ken Patera impression if things don't go well.
oh
in
yeah,
court
him and his
soon.
daddy might be spending a little time in the clink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just talking about like guys,
Gotta-
like especially
Gotta
because
watch those wrestlers that turn preachers. Gotta watch
yeah,
them.
you do. Yeah, you do. So you have so many that just went right into the big leagues and just were terrible.
They didn't spend no time learning. That's why I say Brock Anderson, drop your price. You'll get what you can off the name, but go back and learn from the bottom. Learn how to be humble. Learn how to work with anybody, no matter how good or bad they are, and retrain your mind and your body and your profession. And then try it again. He could still get back in someday on his
Yes,
next name.
he's
He's really
young enough.
young.
Yes, he is young. He's just fresh out of college, I think, after a couple of years. So, yeah, that's just I feel bad for Brock. Like, he seems like a nice kid, and I think he's just been given bad advice. But here's another thing.
Come to Mount Airy. We'll let Justin Flash run the shit out of him.
Yeah, that'll get you quick.
That'll teach him quick, buddy.
That's the thing that you've heard me use this expression, not much in public, but I will say it here. That something I observe, I call WWE speed. The first time I went to a wrestling match, Jim Crockett Promotions in 1988, two first things I noticed. Number one, how big the wrestlers were. Number two, how fast they are. And you talk at elite level at the WWE now, the speed that they go into and come off the ropes, that to me makes the difference between somebody who's going to maybe stay in the indies, maybe go to TNA, or somebody that's going to be, making millions of dollars, is that speed, right? Now, Brock's daddy, Arn, had it his whole career until he retired. Yeah. If he came off the ropes and did that elbow where you would backdrop and he would do that elbow, where he dropped to one knee, it looked like it could genuinely break the guy's neck because it was so fast. Brock does not have that speed. He does not have it. And
Arn Anderson had the snap spine buster.
Yes. Oh my God.
Spine buster. But see, like, that's the thing too, is like, this is gonna be controversial, but I like Arn Anderson 4 million times better than I like Ric Flair. I think Arn Anderson, he's the better talker.
Yeah.
I think he's the better wrestler. So I am a huge Arn Anderson fan.
Well, I always thought Arn was like more like, I always believed everything that Arn said, even back to the Horseman days. When they turned on Ole, at first I was like, how could you do that? Then Arn cuts this promo where he talks about losing to the Rock and Roll at Starrcade 86 and how I'd seen the fire go away. And Ole, I know you wanted to spend time with your son, but what about, he started yelling, what about me, Ole? What about me? Don't I count for anything? You've been with me since the beginning, and like, the Horsemen have just done this dastardly thing, and I'm all of a sudden feeling sorry for Arn, in that promo. That's how good he was. So I won't argue that point that Arn was a better promo than Flair. Flair always seemed like he was partying, good time boy, and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of Flair's matches were kind of repetitive, and Arn Anderson did not have that issue,
because you could always tell if Rick was heel or baby, the corner from the top, like if he hits the what was it? What does he always try to hit, but he doesn't get it when he's heel?
A fist off the top rope. He just
Yes.
does
So
the
it-
flip and
Yeah.
runs up,
Yeah.
runs down the apron. Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah.
They
I-
made fun of that in WWE when his last few years of his career. I remember even Jerry Lawler a couple of times going, "Why does he always try that? It never works." You know?
Yeah, so but I mean, but I agree with Rick, like, you know, lower your price, you're not your daddy, work
Right.
the indies, get some meat, you know, in your matches, and then, you know, go back in and use dad to get you into the place. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just you have to be able to back it up, I think.
Yep.
Right.
And coming to Mount Airy would be a good idea, Brock, because I know where you live, not exactly, but I know you live in here in Charlotte. And so all you got to do is get on 77 and go right up to Mount Airy. Not hard, you know, it's about
Last town on the right before you hit Virginia.
about an hour, 45-minute drive, Brock.
Hmm.
In other words, call us. You know,
But do you
And
wanna-
ain't nobody gonna push you no better than we do up here, man.
No.
With the
yeah,
indies.
that's
that is
yours.
true.
Mhm.
Most of the indies, you either gotta like the big indies, you gotta go behind a paywall to see somebody work, which promoters do not do. Or you gotta have some fan footage that lasts, you know, less than a minute on TikTok.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll get exposure in a good way with us, that's for sure.
And no dumb shit like the video I sent Matt.
No, which I still we haven't had time to look at on the show. We're not going to tonight because we're already
It's already 9 o'clock. I'm so bummed because it was good, wasn't it?
yeah. We'll get to it. But so that's about all we've got. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, just looking forward to Fright Night. It's going to be a lot of good action and a lot of Halloween fun,
Yes.
kids and for everybody. So really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Or is that mini haunted house going to get built again this year like we had last year? That was a lot
No,
of
because
fun.
they got other things going on down there. They got the trunk or treat, and there's something going on out front. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So out on the front yard next to the road. So we just didn't get into all that. Plus, Darren's lazy.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sure
I'm not gonna let you say that
His
about
head
Darren.
just exploded. There's blood all over the curtains. Chastity, you better start getting it up.
Listen to the podcast. That what?
Darren does a lot of behind the scenes stuff. While
He does.
Yeah.
He
He
does a lot of
does.
stuff for me that he does not have to do that he does for me when I ask nicely.
I'm not in a position to give out titles, but I call him our floor supervisor.
Mhm.
So, you know, and I think that it obviously should be manager, honestly, but yeah, Darren does a lot. But yeah, so come on out and see us Saturday night. Kids, dress up for your Halloween costumes. Adults, you can dress up in costumes too, but you're not getting any free candy, probably. I don't know. Depends.
Have any left over? We might throw it out there.
And there it is, the
Who
prize
wants
for
to
the
win
kids'
this?
costume contest. All kinds of stuff that
Our kids
rot
make
your teeth
fun
and
of
rot your
that
mind.
all week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, candy. So remember, number one goal of Halloween, kids, get candy. 2 words. It doesn't go beyond that. Get candy. All right. And don't forget, Fright Night comes your way Saturday night. $10 for the floor, $7 for the bleachers. We look forward to seeing you there. And we look forward to seeing you right back here in 2 weeks, because we're going to have a week off next week because I'm going to be out of town. NASCAR. Because yeah, I don't know
I'm
if you
gonna be
remember.
very, very tired. So
Yeah. So but we will be back here in 2 weeks to join you. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support on YouTube. We'll see you at Fright Night. And until next time, so long for now.